Hey guys, my name is Wes, and you're watching Wes Equals TV, and today I'm reviewing Independence Day Resurgence. Independence Day Resurgence is a 2016 action sci-fi disaster film starring Jeff Goldblum, Bill Pullman, Liam Hemsworth, Maika Monroe, and Jessie Usher. It is the sequel to the 1996 film Independence Day, which in my opinion is the greatest disaster film of all time, and like that movie, it is both written and directed by Roland Emmerich. My favorite thing about this film, though, was that the returning cast, the people who were in the original Independence Day, who decided to come back and be in this film, weren't relegated to side roles. They weren't only given 5-10 minutes of screen time, or stories that really didn't actually matter all that much. They were given meaty roles. I thought that Jeff Goldblum's plot device in this made so much sense by watching the first one and watching this. Like, yeah, that clicks. That makes sense to me. Bill Pullman had a very strange connection from the first film to this film, but I thought it worked out so well. It was something very small in the first film that didn't need to be anything bigger than what it was, but how they decided to use that plot device for not just his character, but a lot of characters in this movie was really, really well thought out, and is honestly better than I ever expected from a Roland Emmerich film. And so I just have to give them major props for that. I also thought that the new young cast is going to take this franchise into the future. We're pretty good. I mean, Maika Monroe, I think, was really good in this. I'm a big fan of hers. I loved her in It Follows, which was a little horror film from last year that I really enjoyed. I think that she was good in that small role, and she's pretty good in this larger movie, even though she doesn't have a huge role in the movie. I just thought she was pretty good. I thought this is Liam Hemsworth, maybe his best role I've seen him in ever. He's not a great actor, but for some reason Hollywood wants to give him 150 shots at being the next A-lister. And in this role, it fits. I mean, he's saying one-liners. He's just being kind of like charismatic, which he is fairly charismatic, so he's getting to use that. And he's a handsome dude, and they basically tell him to look pretty on screen. He was good in this role. I'll give him all that credit. In this franchise, if they do more of them, he'll be fine in that role. Jessie Usher is the character who plays Will Smith's son, and so he's like the new Will Smith in this movie. And I buy it somewhat. He's charismatic. He's like Liam Hemsworth. He's saying one-liners. He's kind of a leader. It's, it makes sense. It's fine. It's a Roland Emmerich film. I'm not going to look too far into it. He was okay. Basically, the point being that when these new people were on screen, I did not want to watch this movie. It wasn't like I was just only here for the old cast. I actually enjoyed the new cast a fair amount. Needless to say, it's a Roland Emmerich film. Visuals, it was pretty damn awesome. There's a lot of stuff happening on the screen, and for a lesser director, it could be a mess. I don't know what the hell's happening. Something's supposed to be going on that I'm supposed to know, but I don't know. There's a lot of stuff happening, but Roland Emmerich lets you can see what's supposed to be seen. Like, he has what I need to show them, and you see that throughout the rest of it, which is very clustered and kind of a mess, but in a good way. The CG is really smooth. It's really well done. Once again, Roland Emmerich, I have nothing less, expected from that. I thought that the 3D, I'm not a huge 3D person. I don't like movies in 3D, but I didn't want to, find out it was great in 3D and miss it. So I went and saw it in 3D, and the 3D was actually pretty good. I didn't get a headache. I didn't get distracted. I wasn't annoyed by it. I enjoyed the 3D in this movie. I thought they did a good job of it. And other than that, I enjoyed the overall cheesiness of it. This is what this movie should be. It's supposed to be kind of dumb. It's supposed to be like, oh yeah, one-liners and zingers here and there. And the last the last minute of this movie is so cheesy. And I ate it up for some reason. I laughed out loud at just a couple of the last lines of this movie. It's so cheesy. But if you can turn your brain off, you will definitely at least enjoy this movie. But you need to turn your brain off, because if you don't, there's a lot of things that can be plot holes and issues. Which is going to lead to my negatives. There's a lot of story elements that never were really... things have changed from the first one, but you never get any answer to that. Jeff Goldblum's love interest in the first film, the secretary lady, his ex-wife, whatever. At the end of that movie, they get together again. Spoiler alert. In this film, she's not there. I don't find out. There's a new love interest, but we never know what happened with that first lady who we got back. She died. Did she leave him? Did he leave her? What? I don't know. It's the kind of things that just annoy me, I guess. What am I going to do? By the way, with spoiler, it's a 20-year-old film. You should have seen it by now. So, whatever. Other than that, I mean, there's a lot of other things. Will Smith, they give a small little, this happened to his character. But if you miss that sentence, you're completely lost. So, it's just stuff like that annoys me. Biggest issue with this film. About 30 minutes in, the big battle starts. In the first film, you had so much. I'm not going to compare the first and second film too much, but you had so much time before the stuff kind of went down. This way, you're basically like story for a little bit. Boom, stuff's happening. And for the next hour and a half, you are pushed into a giant battle. Basically a third act that's split into a couple different acts of this giant battle. Because it's a Roland Emmerich film, and the only thing he really knows how to do expertly is giant battle and destruction scenes. So, we get a whole lot of that. And that's fine, it's what I expected. But it did seem like I wanted a little more story than what I got, even by like 15 minutes. I would have liked a breather at some points, rather than just constantly being pushed through this giant battle, flying spaceship scenes constantly. So I'm going to give that as a negative. I will also say that, even though it's a spectacle, it's a beautiful film to watch as far as visuals, after about 30 minutes into that 30 minutes of crazy battle stuff, you've seen so much of it in the last hour, it's not a spectacle anymore, it's just more of the same. It becomes, as John Campia from Collider or AMC, whatever you want to go by, would say, it's visual noise. It's just there in the background, but it's nothing there adding to the story anymore. And that is a negative. Overall, this is a film you have to turn your brain off to enjoy, but I found it really easy to turn my brain off, and so I did enjoy it. It's not a good movie, but it's a pretty good movie. So that's why I'm going to give it a 6.5 out of 10. I thought that the story was fun, it was cheesy, I smiled, the visuals were cool, there's plot holes, there's stuff that didn't really work. Lacks heart, the big, get going motivational speech really just fell on its face. But other than that, I did enjoy the film, so I'm going to give it a positive score. But that is just my opinion. I want to know yours. What did you think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below. While you're down, click the like button over here to tell me you like the video. Click subscribe to subscribe to Wes Nichols TV and get more of my reviews. Like a review right here for, I think, Ninja Turtles 2, because it's also a popcorn film. You can see what I thought of that one. You can follow me on social media at WesNichols14 on Twitter, and you can share me anywhere on social media because it helps me out a lot. Thank you for watching. My name is Wes. If you're watching Wes Nichols TV, have a great night. Bye.